A quiet man carries oceans within him, depth, calm, and loyalty. He listens when others don't, feels when others can't, and loves without noise. His silence holds wisdom, his actions hold truth. Losing him isn't just losing a person, it's losing a rare, irreplaceable soul no one can replicate. There is a certain power in silence that many fail to understand. The quiet man doesn't speak because he has nothing to say. He remains still because he feels too much and thinks too deeply. His silence is not emptiness, it is a space filled with thought, emotion, and reflection. He observes the world, noticing the details others overlook, catching the subtleties in the words, the pauses, the hidden pain behind a smile. While others rush to speak, to fill the void with noise, he understands that some things are better held inside, that not every thought needs to be shared, not every feeling needs to be broadcasted. In his quiet, there is patience, a patience that comes from experience and self-control. He knows that words, once spoken, cannot be taken back, and therefore he chooses them wisely, weighing their meaning and their impact. To truly understand a quiet man, you must look beyond what he says and see what he carries. Behind the stillness is a heart that has felt deeply, sometimes too deeply, a mind that questions endlessly, and a soul that struggles silently against storms. He does not need validation from others because he has learned to find peace within himself, yet he gives more to those he loves than words could ever express. His love is shown in actions, small gestures, moments of understanding that speak louder than any declaration. The quiet man is often misunderstood. People mistake his silence for indifference, his calm for weakness, but the truth is far from it. He carries strength in restraint, courage in composure, and resilience in his refusal to be swayed by trivial matters. There is a depth in him that cannot be measured, a complexity that cannot be simplified into casual conversation. He feels the weight of the world quietly, yet he does not collapse under it. He absorbs, he contemplates, he processes. While the loud voices around him demand attention, he sits back, learning, observing, and preparing. And in that quiet, he becomes formidable. The quiet man does not seek to dominate or control. Instead, he commands respect through his presence, his actions, and the sincerity of his heart. He is rare because the world often values noise over substance, flash over depth, and immediacy over reflection. But the quiet man knows that life is measured not in words, but in moments, in choices, in the integrity of one's heart. To be close to such a man is to experience a kind of understanding and calm that is hard to find elsewhere. His silence is not a barrier. It is an invitation to see beyond the surface, to recognize the richness hidden beneath restraint, to appreciate that some of the most profound souls are those who speak least but feel most. The depth behind silence is not emptiness. It is a universe of thought, emotion, and love, waiting for those patient enough to understand it. There is something quietly powerful about a man who remains steady when the world around him is in chaos. Rare emotional stability is not born out of ignorance or detachment. It is forged in experience, in pain endured and lessons learned, in nights spent wrestling with thoughts that no one else sees. A man like this doesn't let anger, frustration, or disappointment dictate his actions. He feels deeply, yet he does not explode at every challenge. He acknowledges the turbulence within him without letting it control him. In a world that rewards loud reactions and impulsive decisions, his calm is a rarity, a gift, and a quiet strength that those who witness it often fail to appreciate until it is gone. Emotional stability does not mean absence of emotion. It means mastery over it. He understands that reacting too quickly or letting his feelings run unchecked can destroy more than it solves. He knows that anger can burn bridges, that harsh words can wound, and that impatience can lead to regret. Instead of surrendering to fleeting impulses, he pauses, he reflects, he chooses his response with intention. This restraint is not weakness, it is courage. It is far easier to yell, to lash out, to demand attention than to hold composure and speak only when it matters. The quiet man with emotional stability chooses the harder path, the path of patience, the path of wisdom, and that path makes him rare, almost untouchable in a world of chaos. To be close to such a man is to feel grounded, as if his presence alone absorbs the turbulence of life. He doesn't need to lecture or persuade. His calm radiates. In arguments, he listens instead of shouting. In conflict, he seeks resolution instead of dominance. There is a magnetic pull in his stability because it reflects safety and trust. People fear losing him not because he is perfect, but because he is consistent, reliable, and unshakable in ways that most are not. His steadiness is a silent assurance that no matter how stormy life becomes, he will not falter. And once someone has experienced that kind of calm, it becomes impossible to settle for anything less. Rare emotional stability also comes with deep empathy. Because he understands his own emotions, he can navigate the feelings of others with care and sensitivity. He does not dismiss, ridicule, or belittle emotions. He honors them while maintaining his own balance. This ability to hold space for others while remaining centered himself is extraordinary. Few possess it, fewer value it, and even fewer can replicate it. Losing a man like this is not simply losing someone who keeps his cool. It is losing a presence that brings clarity to confusion, patience to chaos, and reassurance to uncertainty. His rarity lies not in what he says, but in the quiet, unwavering strength that steadies everything around him, even when he is silent. There is a quiet strength in a man who truly observes. He notices what others miss, the fleeting expressions, the unsaid words, the subtle shifts in mood. While many rush through life, paying only half attention to people around them, he watches with intention. He listens not just to respond, but to understand. He perceives the weight behind a sigh, the hesitation in a glance, the sorrow hidden beneath a smile. His understanding is not shallow or surface level. It is rooted in empathy and careful attention. He sees beyond the immediate, beyond appearances, into the core of what people feel and need. And it is this depth that makes him irreplaceable, the kind of man women fear losing because his awareness touches parts of their lives that others overlook. He remembers details that seem trivial but carry meaning, a favorite book, a childhood memory, a way of being that tells a story of who someone really is. He understands not only words, but silences. When someone struggles to articulate pain, he senses it, validates it, and offers comfort without needing it to be spoken aloud. He does not push or lecture. He holds space, letting others reveal themselves in their own time. His patience and presence make him rare. In a world where people are often rushed, distracted, or self-absorbed, his attentiveness becomes a sanctuary. To be seen by him, truly seen, is to feel valued in a way that lingers long after he is gone. Being observant does not mean he judges or criticizes, it means he understands. He can sense motivations, intentions, and feelings without prying. He reads between lines and notices what is left unsaid. This allows him to navigate relationships with care, to act with insight rather than assumption. He does not react impulsively to misunderstandings or frustrations because he understands context, history, and emotion. His understanding brings clarity to confusion and comfort to insecurity. The quiet man's observant nature is not performative. It is genuine, born out of a desire to connect meaningfully rather than superficially. His awareness also makes him protective, not in a controlling way, but in a way that preserves trust and respect. He notices when someone is hurting or struggling, often before they realize it themselves, and he acts in ways that are supportive, thoughtful, and considerate. He does not seek recognition or reward for this. He simply does it because it is part of who he is. Women fear losing such a man because he touches their hearts in ways that are subtle yet profound. Losing him is not just losing a partner. It is losing someone who sees you, understands you, and makes you feel seen in a world that often fails to notice. The combination of observation and understanding is rare. It requires patience, empathy, and emotional intelligence. It is quiet, yet its impact is powerful. The observant man becomes a mirror, reflecting not only who others are, but who they can become. To lose him is to lose the safety of being truly understood, the comfort of being truly noticed, and the extraordinary presence of a man who sees the world and you in ways no one else does. A quiet man understands that words are easy to speak, but actions are the true measure of a person's heart. Anyone can promise love, loyalty, or care, but very few actually show it consistently. The quiet man does not feel the need to declare what he feels every moment. Instead, he proves it through his deeds, small and significant, visible not in noise, but in the consistency of his presence. When he says he will be there, he is. When he promises support, he offers it without hesitation. His love is not performative or fleeting. It is steady, tangible, and real, and that makes it rare in a world full of empty words. He knows that declarations fade, but actions linger. He remembers anniversaries, even the quiet ones that no one else notices. He offers help without being asked, sometimes even before you realize you need it. He celebrates your victories without drawing attention to himself, and he stands silently by your side during failures, providing reassurance without the need for explanation. A quiet man's actions are deliberate, thoughtful, and intentional. They are the language he speaks fluently, a language that does not need applause or recognition to exist. It is in these actions, not the words, that his authenticity is revealed. The beauty of a man who values actions over words is that he does not need validation to act rightly. He does not act out of expectation or to gain approval. He acts because it is in his nature to care. He is consistent, reliable, and dependable. You never have to question his intentions because his life is a series of proofs. Proofs that he loves, proof that he is loyal, proof that he is worth holding on to. It is this very reliability that makes losing him terrifying. He may not speak dramatically, may not make grand declarations, but his absence leaves a silence far heavier than any shouted word ever could. Women fear losing such a man because his actions speak volumes where others fail. They are not just gestures. They are reminders that love can be quiet yet powerful, gentle yet unwavering. In his steadiness, there is trust. In his patience, there is security. While others may rely on empty promises, he shows that true connection is built on proof, on presence, on consistency. The quiet man becomes irreplaceable precisely because he demonstrates through action what most only claim through words. And in truth, it is not only love he proves his character, his integrity, and his values. Every act, no matter how small, reflects a man who is grounded, thoughtful, and emotionally mature. His life becomes a lesson that words without action are meaningless, that love without proof is fragile, and that reliability is far more rare than eloquence. The quiet man's actions leave an impression that words cannot match, a silent legacy of loyalty, care, and integrity that lingers long after he is gone. Losing him is not losing mere companionship. It is losing a force of unwavering devotion and a rare soul who lives what he feels. There is a quiet power in a man whose integrity cannot be shaken. He does not bend to convenience, nor does he compromise his principles for fleeting gain. His actions, decisions, and even his thoughts are guided by an internal compass that is steady, unwavering, and true. The world around him may tempt, deceive, or pressure, but he stands firm, not out of stubbornness, but out of a deep understanding of who he is and what he values. Unshakable integrity is rare because it requires courage, the courage to remain true when no one is watching, when recognition is absent, when the easier path is tempting. And it is this very courage that makes such a man unforgettable, someone whose absence is deeply felt, whose presence is quietly monumental. A man with integrity does not need to announce it. It shows in the way he treats others, in the way he honors commitments, and in the consistency of his choices. His word carries weight because it is backed by action, and promises made are promises kept. He cannot be bribed by flattery, won over by false charm, or swayed by the opinions of the crowd. He understands that shortcuts erode trust, that compromise can destroy respect, and that every choice shapes his character. He chooses honesty over convenience, principle over gain, and truth over comfort. There is a quiet nobility in this consistency, a magnetism that draws respect and admiration, even from those who cannot fully grasp its depth. Integrity does not mean he is perfect. He makes mistakes, feels doubts, and faces temptations like anyone else. But the difference lies in his response. He acknowledges, learns, and acts in alignment with his values rather than abandoning them. His strength is not loud. It is silent, steady, and persistent. In relationships, this integrity manifests in ways that words cannot capture. He does not deceive, manipulate, or betray. He honors the trust placed in him, and this reliability creates safety, security, and a sense of peace for those around him. The quiet man with unshakable integrity becomes a sanctuary, someone whose presence reassures because it carries the weight of truth and consistency. Women fear losing a man like this because he is rare, almost irreplaceable. The world is filled with voices that promise loyalty, love, and support, yet only a few live by it. Losing him is not merely losing a partner. It is losing someone who embodies values, someone whose moral and emotional steadiness cannot be recreated. His absence leaves more than loneliness. It leaves a void where certainty, trust, and unwavering commitment once stood. The quiet man's integrity teaches a lesson that words cannot. That character defines legacy, that strength without compromise is a rare treasure, and that living in alignment with one's principles is more powerful than any speech, any display, or any declaration. To know him is to witness the beauty of a soul anchored in truth, a heart that does not falter, and a life lived with purpose. Losing him is losing a man who is, in every sense, a measure of what is rare and unshakable in this world. There is a rare kind of strength in a man who is self-sufficient and independent. He does not rely on others for validation, approval, or direction. He knows his worth, understands his purpose, and carries the weight of his responsibilities without complaint. Independence does not make him distant or cold. It makes him grounded, secure, and capable of offering love and support without losing himself in the process. He does not need to be constantly reassured, nor does he demand attention or affirmation at every turn. This self-reliance makes him magnetic because he is whole on his own, yet chooses to share his life with someone not out of need, but out of genuine connection. A self-sufficient man is difficult to shake because his stability comes from within. He has built himself through effort, resilience, and reflection. He faces challenges head-on and does not crumble when life tests him. His independence is not arrogance, it is quiet confidence. He can stand alone, but he chooses to walk alongside someone who complements his life rather than completes it. In a world full of dependency and neediness, A man who carries his own emotional, mental, and practical weight is rare. Losing such a man is terrifying because he is not easily replaced. His presence is steady, his support reliable, and his wisdom born from experience rather than impulse. His independence also allows him to love freely. He does not cling, control, or manipulate because he does not fear losing someone to fill a void within himself. He is secure in who he is, which allows him to offer unconditional support and respect to those he cares for. His love is liberating, not confining. He provides space without detachment, care without dependency, and loyalty without expectation. Women fear losing such a man because he offers a rare combination of strength and gentleness, freedom and stability, confidence and humility. His absence leaves more than just an empty place. It leaves the void of someone who could give love without losing himself, someone whose presence brought balance and calm. Being self-sufficient also means he is ambitious and purposeful. He pursues his goals and dreams with focus, without depending on external validation or approval. He carries his responsibilities, faces his fears, and builds his future with determination. Yet he does all this quietly, without seeking praise or attention. His independence is subtle, powerful, and inspiring. Those who underestimate him because of his quiet demeanor often regret it, realizing too late that his strength was not loud, but unshakable. A man who is self-sufficient and independent is a rare gift. He is steady, reliable, and grounded in ways that cannot be fabricated or replaced. Losing him is more than losing companionship. It is losing someone whose strength provided safety, whose wisdom offered clarity, and whose independence allowed love to thrive naturally. To be with such a man is to experience the freedom of being supported without being confined, the comfort of stability without dependence, and the quiet power of a soul that stands firm on its own. There is a quiet allure in a man whose life is not an open book. The power of mystery is not about secrecy or deception. It is about depth, restraint, and the understanding that not everything must be revealed. A quiet man does not feel the need to explain himself at every moment or justify his thoughts and emotions to the world. He carries an inner life that is rich, complex, and often hidden from view, and it is in this hidden depth that his true strength resides. His silence and subtlety draw others in, not through performance, but through intrigue, leaving people wanting to know more, to understand more, yet never fully able to grasp everything he is. Mystery in a man is magnetic because it creates space for curiosity and reflection. He does not need to fill silence with chatter or attention-seeking gestures. His quiet presence commands it naturally. There is a sense of calm and certainty around him, but also an edge of unpredictability, a sense that he is not fully known and perhaps cannot be. Women fear losing such a man because his absence removes a force that challenges, inspires, and captivates in equal measure. The quiet man's mystery is not a barrier. It is an invitation to observe, to listen, to respect, and to appreciate the nuances of someone who exists beyond the surface. The power of mystery lies also in restraint. A man who does not overshare protects his own soul while respecting the space of others. He understands the value of silence, the weight of words, and the power of timing. He allows life to unfold at its own pace, revealing pieces of himself gradually, not all at once. This careful unveiling builds trust, respect, and admiration because people know that what he offers is deliberate and genuine. His mystery is not a game. It is a reflection of a life lived intentionally with purpose, reflection, and awareness. A quiet man's mystery often stems from self-awareness. He knows his strengths and weaknesses, his dreams and fears, and yet he does not feel compelled to display them for validation. This self-possession is rare. It allows him to observe, understand, and respond rather than react. He does not rely on charm, flattery, or constant explanation to hold others' attention. He relies on the weight of his character, the consistency of his actions, and the subtle depth of his soul. In a world obsessed with overexposure and performance, the quiet, mysterious man becomes unforgettable precisely because he resists it. Women fear losing such a man because his mystery is a window into something rare and profound. Losing him is not simply losing companionship. It is losing the presence of someone whose depth, subtlety, and restraint made life feel fuller, richer, and more meaningful. His mystery reminds us that not everything needs to be spoken to be felt. Not everything needs to be revealed to be understood, and that the quietest souls often leave the loudest impact. The power of mystery is not in hiding. It is in holding depth, presence, and wisdom in a way that the world notices, even if it cannot fully comprehend. There is a truth few realize until it is too late. Some men are rare, and once lost, they cannot be replaced. A quiet man is one of those souls. He does not seek attention. He does not boast of his worth, and he does not demand recognition for the way he loves, cares, or leads with integrity. His presence is subtle, yet it carries weight. His actions are gentle, yet they leave a lasting impact. The world may overlook him, underestimate him, or take him for granted, but the moment he is gone, the emptiness becomes undeniable. He is rare not because he is perfect, but because he embodies a combination of qualities that are increasingly difficult to find. Loyalty, wisdom, patience, empathy, strength, and integrity, all wrapped in quiet dignity. To be in the presence of such a man is to experience a sense of security that cannot be taught or faked. He listens when others speak, but also hears what is left unsaid. He acts not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. He loves without pretense and gives without expectation. He is steady when chaos surrounds, calm when emotions flare, and thoughtful when decisions must be made. These qualities, while unassuming, form a foundation that is irreplaceable in life and in love. Women fear losing him because they instinctively know that no one else can mirror the depth, understanding, and quiet strength he brings to a relationship. What makes him even rarer is that he is not trying to impress. He does not seek validation through grand gestures or empty promises. He simply is. His authenticity, his self-reliance, and his consistency set him apart in a world that often rewards noise over substance. He shows up not just when convenient, but when it matters, when it counts, and when it is hardest to do so. Once a woman experiences this kind of rare presence, she understands that the world is full of people who talk a lot but act very little, who promise the moon but cannot even offer a hand to hold. Losing him is like losing the standard by which every other presence is measured. The fear of losing a quiet man also comes from the realization that his absence leaves a void that is hard to fill. His depth, his stability, and his authenticity are not qualities that can be copied or replaced. Someone may try to imitate his actions, his calm, or his loyalty, but the essence of who he is, the combination of his principles, his emotional intelligence, and the quiet power of his soul, cannot be replicated. He is rare because he is complete in himself, and because he chooses his relationships with intention and care. Those who do not recognize his value risk regret that lingers far longer than words can express. A quiet man is rare, and in recognizing this, one begins to understand the weight of his presence. He is hard to find because he cannot be manufactured or performed. He is hard to replace because his absence is not merely physical. It leaves a void in the heart, the mind, and the soul. To lose him is to lose someone whose depth, integrity, and subtle power touch life in ways that few ever will. And it is in this truth that the quiet man becomes unforgettable, irreplaceable, and profoundly feared to be lost. A quiet man is more than his words. He is depth, stability, understanding, action, integrity, independence, mystery, and rarity all woven into one soul. Losing him is not simply losing a person. It is losing a presence that anchors, inspires, and elevates life itself. To recognize his worth is to honor a kind of love, strength, and wisdom that cannot be replaced. And to cherish him is to embrace a treasure that is both rare and invaluable.